All right, welcome all to episode 2 of the NC podcast with me, Lewis, and JC. And today we have NC community member S-Dub with us. So, how's it going, S-Dub? Everything good?
Yeah, it's going good. Thanks for having me, guys. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're
Very
good, man.
well,
We're
thanks.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going good. So, today's talking point of the podcast is all about trophy backlogs that S-Dub has recommended because this is where everyone suffers from. It's one of the banes of life when your game profile says 5% all at the bottom and you're like, I don't want to go back on that, and it was 2 years ago. And it's how to tackle those sort of things. We've got some questions from the collective, but we're going to start with a question that we're going to ask everyone that comes on this podcast now. So S-Dub, your first question is, what is the best game or your favorite game of all time?
Oh boy. Well, first one that comes to mind is Final Fantasy VII, the original. Like I've probably played that game more than probably any other games on repeat, and just no matter how many times I play it, it just doesn't get old for me. So I'd probably say that.
Would you
Another
still
one.
play the original now, even with the remake being out?
It's funny you say that because I've been playing Rebirth. Well, you guys know I've been playing Rebirth lately, but I've actually been giving a lot of thought to maybe downloading the original 7 to like my Vita and just play it on the go, because especially while playing Rebirth, like I'm trying to remember all the stuff from the original game to catch what's different, what did they keep the same. Some things are easier to pick out than others, but it does have me in the mood to go back and play the original, even when I'm done with Rebirth.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I think a lot of people are going to say Final Fantasy VII. That's one of those games.
I didn't play it that much when I was a kid or anything. I was on like Spyro and Crash and all that instead.
Yep.
That different path. But yeah, no, I know how massive it is. I played a bit of the remake and I enjoyed what I played. So yeah, awesome. And we know you're a massive Final Fantasy fan as well. So.
Big Final Fantasy. We'll ask the question to you as well, JC, because we haven't discussed ours on the pod yet either.
Oh, you just threw a curveball at me.
Yeah. I haven't got him either.
Favorite game? Oh my days. It's impossible.
What's the first one that comes to your mind? Like the first.
The first ones that came to mind then was like
My Name is Mayo.
Yeah, no, specifically My Name is Mayo 2 is what. No, Spyro and the Dynasty Warriors series. Just because the Dynasty Warriors I've just always played as a kid, like every year. And Spyro, I used to play the first one like with my granddad and stuff, and it's just I just love the remake. I just wanted to do more Spyro games, to be honest.
Yeah. Any particular Final Dynasty Warriors?
Maybe 2, because it's the first one I got from like a pre-owned shop, and then it was just great. Like 2, 5 maybe, and then maybe 6 on the PS3. Those are the best. And
Awesome. Well, mine's easy. Mine's Bioshock.
Bioshock 1.
The first Bioshock. Yeah, I think that's probably like a Final Fantasy VII pick. Like a lot of people are probably picking that one. I adore that game. So
you see your big daddy behind you, and
you can see the big daddy behind me next to the pyramid head. So yeah, there's if you can get through the purple, that's the best game ever, no question. But we're going to talk about backlogs, because your backlog cannot be that bad, S-Dub. Because when I look through your PSMP, it's like not bad. Like mine's horrific. Out of like 400 games, about 300 haven't been done.
Hey, you need to go look at it like from 2 years ago, when it was like I had like it was like over 400 games, but it's like under 200 completes, over 7,000 unearned trophies. But I forget what it was. No, I know what it was. I was playing Dragon Quest XI, which took me like a month and a half to platinum, and then immediately after that, I moved into Tales of Arise, another great game. But I think like I just looked at my profile on PSN profiles and was like, I'm playing all these new games, but here's like 7,000 unearned trophies, and these are all good games that are doable, or games that I bought, but I only earned like one trophy in them, and then put it on the shelf for 5 years. So it's kind of I guess you could say it's kind of become my goal the last 2 years in my gaming to just get that backlog down as much as I possibly can, which I'm still going through it today.
I think
But
PSN profiles, it kind of gives you incentive when you see it tells you how many you're missing and things like that.
yeah, when they put those numbers in front of you, is like, ooh,
Statistics.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is the best way that you've tackled getting through them? Because a lot of people are going to be like me. I looked for the bottom of my list today, and so I was a big Xbox
I'm
guy.
going to load up my PS and have a look, actually.
You can have a look. So I was a big Xbox guy. I used to get the max 1000G, whatever it was, off of every single game religiously for like nearly a decade. And when I went to PlayStation 4, I was like, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm just going to relax and play games.
Right.
After like 2 years, that ended. And I was like, I want to do it again. But I'd already made a crazy list of 1% games. And it was like Injustice 1, Dead Nation, which you've done. It was like those sort of games, Strider, all those sort of games are at the
I
bottom
remember
of my
that
list.
era as well. I'm pretty sure, like, when I'd come around your house and we're like, oh, yeah, they just play Injustice on your account, and it's like a 1 trophy on that. Like,
Yeah, it's the horrible part of it. Yeah. So I was going to say, how have you found just like going back, re-downloading old games and just nuking them out?
Actually, at first it was like, I'm just gonna play whatever comes of mine. Like when I started, I started with the Uncharted series, but all 5 games with the exception of Golden Abyss on the Vita, which I actually just did like a month ago. I think I put that
I
in
have
the
1%
server.
on that. I can see right now.
Oh, you're gonna hate the touchscreen controls if you ever go for it. Just for warning you.
I need to get a Vita somehow again.
So, but anyway, so I started off just, let me just play the games I want to play right now. And then, as I'm going about it, um, I was wondering, is there a way maybe I could probably, get through some of these games faster? I mean, at that time I had somewhere between like 220 games that all have trophy progress on them. So I started like looking up some tips online, and most of the tips I found was like for non-trophy hunters. But I took their stuff and just started applying it to what I'm doing, and it's worked for me. And most of it has been like, I'm gonna make a list. Like here's like 20 games that have been on my mind recently. So I'm just gonna make a list of these 20, and I'm just gonna pick one from them that kind of sticks out to me a little more. But at the same time, I'm also have gotten myself in the habit of trying to play multiple games at one time. Like, I might play a game on the PlayStation 5, and then I might turn around and have a game I'm playing on the side, like on my 3 or the Vita.
It's a
So
good
it's like,
idea.
but one of these games is like, okay, this is my main game, but if the side games start getting close to like, okay, I'm close to platinum and like 10 trophies away, okay, I might shift to focus more on that game. That way I can get it done and move on. And so I don't know. I guess you could say I've like just really strategized it.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
proper
is there?
setup.
Yeah, I think having a side game is really good. I've noticed that recently when I did like Fallout Shelter. I was doing that on the side, and it just meant like if I was getting burnt out, it was just something to just drop it back into and take your mind off of it. So it's a good idea with like going through a backlog as well.
Yeah, especially right now, because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the trophy guide for Rebirth says it will take you 200 hours to platinum that game. So it's like, I can't sit there for 200 hours just playing this one game. I'm gonna go crazy. So stuff like that I've ran into like before Rebirth. I've liked having the game on the side to just kind of have that, mix it up, and it keeps me fresh versus getting burned out.
No, I get you. So how do you choose what game you're actually going to do? Is it just the next one in the list, or is it you have to like highlights in your head, little bar comes over the game, and you go, "That's the one next."
It can be a variety of factors. Like I've thought about like trying to organize it, like you just said, like this is the order I'm going to play these 10 games in. But also take a look at their trophy guides. Like like okay, I just platinumed a game that took me 150 hours to do. Well, I'm not in the mood for a long grind. These are my 10 games. Okay, I'm in the mood for something pretty short or maybe not. Kind of something like in between, like maybe a 40, 60-hour game. Like
Hmm.
it kind of just depends on what did I just get off of playing, and
Gotcha.
can I do another long grind, or do I need to take a break for a game or two before I jump on the next 100-hour grind?
Couple
I
my name
completely
is,
get
mate.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I completely get it. We're just with editing. I've been editing at the moment, and then when Tunic came out, I was like, yeah, I really wanted to play it, and I was like, yeah, this is my break, like Tunic and Animal Well, and that was just really nice. I get you. It's nice to have like a shorter game in between.
Absolutely. We got first comment we'll quickly throw up while we're talking about this from Jordan Stubley, and he's asking what game from your backlog would you like to plat the most that you haven't. Let's say what you haven't already.
Is this for me to answer first?
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, go
You're
for
the
it.
guest, sir.
Guest.
Yeah.
Okay. Most. What would I most like to plat? Actually, I know what it is, and I plan on doing it this year. It's actually 3 games: Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3.
Nice, good choices.
Good luck. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I should be doing the first Dark Souls hopefully within the next couple of games here. I got something planned for that for the
Nice.
first game, and then 2 or 3, nothing special for those. They'll just come at some point.
Gotcha. But it's the
I've
first
heard
one.
2 is horrible, isn't it? To platinum.
Yeah. 2 from like what I've heard from friends and other people I've talked about. Yeah, of the 3, they say 2 is usually their least favorite. It's my least favorite as well. Like I think it's still like a good game for being a Souls game, but compared to like what they did in the first one and 3, like yeah, I would say 2 is the weaker entry.
What about you, JC? What game from your
Um,
backlog would you like to plat the most?
So I saw that. I've written something that I was basically any game that was bugged for me. So ironically, 2 Lego games. So like ages ago, like what, 10 years ago, Lego Marvel Superheroes bugged on like the last 2 trophies. I lost my my data got corrupted, and I just needed to get like all the Hulk characters, which included Hulk Stan Lee, which was also a trophy. And once I got that, then platinum, and then corruption dead. And then obviously Lego Force Awakens, where I did the video on, where just the red bricks was just bugged. Like nothing I can do about that. Like that really sucked. But then there's a couple more like.
Your ones are like games that have bugged on you, not games that are really hard or anything like that.
Well,
I'm
thinking of Elden Ring, not because it was like I was finding it hard, but because I don't know, I just stopped playing it, and it's one of those ones where you just naturally drift away from a game.
Took me a while to drift away from that.
I haven't, I haven't got too many ones that would beat me. Sifu beat me. I was like, yeah, screw that game.
That's actually a game I want to try someday in the future.
It's really good, but I figured out as well. So there was this boss that was absolutely wrecking me. She like constantly throws like kunai at you or something, and I realized there's actually an ability you can get where you can catch projectiles and throw them back.
Nice.
So, but I figured that out after I'd already like given up. That was when we first started the channel. Yeah, there's a couple. Resi 6 when we have time. That's like sitting there at like a 6%.
Did you plan that? Resi 6%?
Yeah,
that
was completely unintentional. Yeah, just leave it there forever now. But yeah, that's it really. There's a couple. Monster Hunter Rise I would like to do, but that's gonna take ages. But I know Stubley wants to play that with me as well. But yeah, once again, that's crazy hours. But yeah, there's a few, but I'm not as concerned as I used to be since becoming a content creator. It doesn't bother me as much because I'll kind of start a game, finish the game like from now on. And if I go back to a game, it's harder to kind of can't really do a platinum video on it. You could do a backlog video, but I just don't think it will do as well, or if it's a game that nobody cares about. So yeah, just got a handful of games.
Yeah, I get you. Mine are just skill based. So my friend Pedro, because and Roller Drome, because I'm just not good enough to do it, and that's it. Like, as much as I put in time for them, I can't do them. I'm not good enough to do the actual game and the full platinum. So like my friend Pedro, you got to do the S rank runs. I can't do it. I put a lot of hours into trying, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I've heard that's like really difficult. I don't know
It is.
about Roller
God, like
Drome,
Matt is
but
a
I know
god.
Pedro
He's
is.
really good. He did it recently. He's just a machine. He can do those games, Devil May Cry games and stuff like that. I can't. Just not good enough at the game. I need someone to do that bit for me. Just hand the remote over. Pay someone to boost it.
Cheat.
Yeah, I'll just get those Twitch streamers that fake. They just like doing this with the remote, but someone's over there playing for them. That's what I need. Make
You
a full
just see
stream.
like me in a reflection.
Yeah. How do you feel, S-Dub, about when you get a backlog and now it's unattainable? Does it drive you mad? Like online multiplayer ones, or like Mad Max? Like, was it a leaderboard thing in Mad Max where you can't get it now?
I mean, I guess it doesn't bother me too much as long as, I guess, like, if like I'm at 90%, but then suddenly it's unobtainable, is like, well, I put in all that work to it, and now I got to stare at it with like just that big of a progress bar from the platinum.
Yeah.
So that's kind of upsetting. But if it's like a game that's at like maybe 1 or 2%, or like I absolutely hated the game,
Yeah.
I'm not upset about those. So, but I don't know. Lately, I haven't really missed any unobtainable platinums. I've been trying to keep an eye out though for any server closures on the PS3, or
Yeah.
who knows what Sony's doing these days. They seem to be getting in the habit of trying to pull the rug out from under our feet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. What do you think as well? This was discussed a while ago in the Discord, but what do you think is the worst kind of trophy to actually get on a game? Like, do you think it's the collectible ones, difficulty based, online ones? What do you dread when you see the guides?
I always dread multiplayer trophies, just because, like, most multiplayer trophies you go for, they're not small, like little feats or anything. It's like, hey, go grind out 1,000 kills, or win 1,000 matches. Like, I don't care if it can be done in a private match. Like, I'm gonna sit there for hours just grinding this.
Yeah.
So multiplayer would probably be my number one, but probably actually almost at number one, just a little bit under that. Probably like speedrun trophies, like beat the game in like 4 hours, especially if they don't let you use like a new plus mode, so your stuff carries over. So
Yeah, that was in Uncharted, wasn't it? There's a couple speed runs in those.
yes, but I actually don't remember if those were part of the main game or like DLC though.
I think Uncharted 4 definitely has one part of the main game. I know that.
It's horrible. It's so harsh. Like,
Yeah,
for people that don't want to do
Stray
that.
had one. I know that.
Yeah,
I'm trying
I
to
did
think on top of my
Strays.
head.
I actually
Yeah.
just got upset recently with a game because I found out like it had a speedrun trophy, but I think I found out later, no, you can't use New Game Plus, and that's for Shovel Knight. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, like
that'd be
I'm
a
gonna have
good
to go
one.
back and double check that one, because that was a game I was looking forward to platinum, like here recently. But that speedrun trophy, I'm like, so nothing carries over, and pretty much I can't afford to die, and there's like what felt like 25 boss fights in that game. So I don't know. I might have to save that one for later when I feel more up to it.
Yeah.
That's a hard game to do.
It's harsh, isn't it? It's because it's that the feeling of one mistake and you've essentially wasted your time. Like
Right.
that puts me off so much. It's horrible. Like, unless you can save scum it. Like
Shout out to the Dan for doing that Wolfenstein trophy for I don't know how
Was
many he's got nearly 200 hours on that.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
For the
Just trying to do it.
persistence
But he did
paid
it.
off.
He's the most when you watch his stream, he's the most calm individual playing a game. When he did I Am Bread and you're running bagels in a racetrack and he just drops off and I would be screaming through frustration. And he's just like, oh no. Let's do that again. And I'm like, oh, how can you not be mad or just smash your jelly? Like, I don't want to I don't touch those games because they make me mad. So yeah, stay away. But should we get on? So we have more questions. I'll throw up another one for you. We'll go to one of Owen's questions, which is which super rare or unattainable platinum do you own? Like, we'll mix it up, which you're really proud of.
Oh, what I'm really
Yeah, one platinum that is rare or unobtainable that you're like, I've got this, and not you slide it across the table to someone like an envelope of money.
yeah. Well, I don't know if I feel like it with this one, but the first one that comes to my mind for me is Evolve. If you guys remember that game from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I used to watch the esports on that. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I had a group of friends. They were excited about it because there's like 4 of us, and it was like 4 survivors against the monster. So we all got really into playing that, and then I got into grinding out the trophies for it, and it that one, it just kind of happened like. I think I got that just a few months after it came out. So, at that time we didn't know the game was about to go away, or there was even discussions about, Evolve's about to no longer be a thing in a very short amount of time too.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that one. I've got the platinum for Catherine, and that game actually rubbed me the wrong way really bad. Like, it's not unobtainable. It's just, the amount of puzzles and the fact that you got to beat the game so many times.
Is that the one where you're going up like the kind of the blocks, like the
Yeah.
cubit style? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just building the block pathways to reach the goal. Like, the story is great, and the puzzles they're fun, but when you're going for the platinum, that's a long experience.
And that's the thing with so many of these games. It's like they're not that difficult to play or finish, but to get the platinum, it suddenly is ridiculous. It's just
you can make or break a game for trophy hunters anyway.
And then I'll share one more, and I believe this is either unattainable now, or I think it will be unattainable after this year. I can't remember its time frame, but that is Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's man, I got a story about that game. Doing that one. But
how long did that take?
So I'm not sure how long it took. Like, I played it for fun with friends for years, but then I think it was about 2.5 years ago. I put a post on PSN profiles looking for a boost partner to do the Far Cry 5 trophies, and I found someone probably within a half after I put it out there. So he hopped on, we boosted them, we got to talking about some games, and he says he's doing Friday the 13th. And he's telling me how he's doing it with 2 consoles in private matches.
Wow.
I was like,
okay,
so maybe, and I don't know, there must be something wrong with me because I was getting intrigued by it. So I got set up on it with the PS5 and the PS4, and he even had him helping me. So because he lives overseas as well. So when it's daytime here, I'm doing it. But then when it's nighttime, he was playing on my profile to help me get that.
Oh my god.
But the platinum alone took 2.5 weeks. But here's where it actually gets funny. He messaged me one of those days, and he says, "Hey, I went to work on your account, but I accidentally started earning trophies in the European version on your account, so you got 2 Friday the 13th on there."
Oh no.
So have you done it twice?
Actually, no. Because he told me I guess like thankfully the US and European versions, like if you earn all the trophies in one, then you can auto pop them for the other version.
Oh, nice.
So so we finished the US version and then auto pop the Europe version. But yeah, like I said, 2.5 weeks playing just Friday the 13th grinding matches, and when we were done, I told him I never want to speak of this game again. So
And now you have spoken about it again.
yeah, I broke it, but
now it's
that's
relief.
great.
It's relief. You're like, I've done that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's one
it's
to
funny
slide
to
across
just
the
talk
table.
about now, like just the things we do for trophies.
Absolutely.
But anyway, those were the 3 that I had thought of to answer that question.
What about you, JC?
My proudest, I don't know if it's unobtainable, but probably Battlefield 4, because it's like a 0.7% as well. So yeah, and that game is probably like the best Battlefield game, and it required a lot of online. You had to get to like level 50, so it had a perfect balance because you had to do the campaign on the hardest difficulty and all of that stuff, get all gold medals or something, and then yeah, you have to reach a certain rank online, do this and that. So yeah, it was really good. It's super rare, and it will be unobtainable one day. And yeah, I'm just pretty damn proud of that one. And I don't think it's super rare, but Hotline Miami, I was always proud of, because that was that could be quite hard for some people. Like, it's fairly challenging. But I did that so long ago. Like it was just, it might be easy, but because back then I was a lot younger, it might have just felt extra hard. So I was always proud of it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I think that is it. I don't have any super crazy ones, but yeah.
No, I don't have any super crazy platinums, because again, all my super crazy ones, all the ones that were really hard, were on the Xbox. They're not plats. That's just like 100% of the game. Like I 100%ed Gears of War 1 and got the seriously
nice.
That's mad. Yeah,
that's
the 10,000
crazy
kills online.
multiplayer grind.
I did that. Yeah, so that would be like the proudest one. But like when it comes over to PlayStation, the most impressive one I've got is probably Elden Ring. Or I don't know if that's even that impressive.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of my Tribes of Midgard one as well. It was like 60 hours, but it's all like online and grinding.
And you have to do it within the time frame, don't you? Because it resets.
Yeah, there's you have to reach like a certain rank in the season as well, like a season pass thing. So yeah, that's a good one, to be honest. That was before we started the channel though. Otherwise, could have had a nice little video on that. But yeah, I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm proud of the RoboCop one. I'll say that. Best game of last year.
That's just one you love, Like
honestly, it's one of my favorite games of all time. That game, it's just perfect. I love that game. But from Owen as well, then he's saying, which platinum have you got that you wish you didn't? You're embarrassed by any, and like shovelware is shovelware. So like. Everyone's embarrassed by shovelware to a point. Is there any non-shovelware games that you're like, I wish I didn't show that on the account, or is it just shovelware? I'm trying to think if there's any that anyone would be really embarrassed by.
Tough.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I guess I'll say I do have all 3 of the platinums for each of the My Name is Mayo games. I mean, we just talked about the shovelware. Yeah, guilty. But I just play those because, like, yeah, I'm on a long trophy grind right now. I'm just gonna go earn a quick platinum, just make me feel better.
Mine's that Froggo game. I thought someone told me at work that it was exactly the same as Frogger from Windows 98 from the late 90s.
Yeah.
And I clicked it. I was like, oh, it's 50p. Great. Hopped on it, none the wiser, moved 10 spaces and had a platinum. I was like, oh, for God's sake. Yeah. I was like, I didn't even care about getting the shit platinum. I was more devastated it wasn't Frogger. I just wanted to play that game. So yeah, other than that, it's like there's none really. I would be like, I've got a few shovelwares, but nothing major. Lizard Lady versus the Cats.
I've got a couple Telltale games. The Tales from the Borderlands and The Wolf Among Us. They're genuinely like cool games. So it's just
Yeah, they're not shovelware.
they're easy, but yeah.
I mean, they're essentially you're just watching a movie and getting the platinum for it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's a weird one. It's because they are good. It's not like they're just crap and it's only for the platinum. It's good. They're good. Movie games.
Yeah, I think people buy the Telltale series for platinums typically, and then when they're playing them, they realize, oh, these are actually really good.
Yeah,
they're good stories. They're actually, the Walking Dead ones are very, very good. Apparently, I've not played them. I've only played The Wolf Among Us and the first part of Batman.
First part of Batman was great.
Yeah, I got it just because it was free. I think it's free on PlayStation to play the first part of it. The first episode on it. Yeah, so I've done that part. And I was planning on buying it and then never got around to it. So, but
I was thinking of one. I think you might have had one of these as well, Lewis. The Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go games.
Yeah, I bought Hitman Go thinking it's a Hitman game.
Yeah, big Hitman fan. But no, I
bought
knew
Lara Croft Go thinking it was a Tomb Raider game.
Yeah,
but then you're just on a guide looking up, down, left, right, down, right.
I think it's Lara Croft Go. Lara Croft Go is quite a good game actually. Like, I purposely avoided looking at all the spoilers and whatever, unless I was stuck, because I did buy it for a platinum. But Hitman Go, you can look at literally on a sheet of paper. You can look at all the inputs you need to put in for each level. You don't even have to look at your screen, and you can get the platinum.
That's what I did.
Because it's move left, move right, move. It's like all it's square based or whatever.
As soon as I realized it wasn't a Hitman game, I was like, I don't want to play this. And then you told me to do that, and it took me about 90 minutes of inputs, and I got a platinum. And I was like, I'm done with that. Delete. Bye bye. Yeah, that game sucks. Screw those guys for making that game.
They ruined the Hitman series.
Yeah, literally.
I think Donut County, I suppose. I'm not embarrassed by it, but that's a super easy one that's not shovelware. But that is great.
I haven't got the platinum on that. I've got like 2 hours on it. Still haven't got it. That's in my backlog, Donut County. Backlog game.
Save that for when you need that quick plat from the long grind.
A bit of dopamine.
Yeah, exactly. Just chip away. But what game are you currently working on then, S-Dub? That's next on the list. Like, for example, for me, I'm currently working on Hades again. I was like 60 hours deep on Hades, and then since all the Hades 2 hype again, JC and he got me the early access for Hades 2. I've been back on the hype for Hades 1. I've put another like 10 hours on it in the last couple of days, trying to get the platinum done for that, because it's so RNG, a lot of it. But it's about repeating the grind because of the roguelike system on it. But
I've heard nothing but great things about Hades. I'd love to get my hands on that game someday.
You're gonna put about 100 hours on it.
I don't have 100 hours at the moment. Too much other stuff going on.
Yeah, but you can just nip on. You can pop on for 20 minutes and pop off again.
That's a good thing about it. It's just like
do one run,
20-minute run, and
well, aside from Rebirth, I guess 2 games I've been playing on the side currently is on my Vita. I've been playing Disgaea 3, and that's actually an RPG series I've been wanting to get into for a long time. And I actually just finished the story before last week, but now comes the insane grind before I can even go for any of the other trophies, because I don't know if you guys know that series, but it's really well known for making your characters like insanely overpowered. Like, I think the max level is 9,999.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But so I've been doing
Is that a trophy as well? But
no, it's not, thank goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. But they do say for some of these trophies, you're going to want to at least be level 3,000 before you attempt that one. Like, oh, good.
My word.
Good to know.
Is it easy to level, or is it just?
Yeah, it's easy. Like, they've got to stay. Because it works so, different from your average RPG. You can purposely make enemies stronger and give your characters so many kinds of attacks. And there's this one stage that you can just replay again and again and again. It has like all 9 enemies standing next to each other, like in a square, but they're standing on bonus panels that when they die, they'll give you 100% extra EXP. Like I think in like a 2-hour span, I took one of my characters from like level 80 to like now he's like level 594.
Oh my
So,
word.
Nice.
yeah, but
Still a long way to go.
yeah. And then the other one I'm playing on the side, and I actually just started this one up last week on my PS3, is Fallout 3.
Oh, nice. Is
Yeah,
it after watching the series or anything, or just?
Yes, yes, actually, like I loved that show. Like
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
like one of the best examples I've seen of like a video game show done right. And I've
Perfect.
never been like too big into the Fallout series. Like I have New Vegas and 4 and 3, but 3 is the only one I've ever sat down and played. So,
Mhm.
but because of how great the show was, it had me wanting to go back to play 3, and I've just been having a blast playing it all over again. And the trophies in it they're pretty easy. I think the majority of them are just go finish this quest. I think the only trophies that are a pain is they have trophies like for like level 8, reach level 8 with good karma, neutral karma, bad karma, and they do the same thing with level 14 and level 20. So um
So is it what 3 playthroughs, or can you like
Say-
save and go back?
you could
Yeah.
thank you, that's actually what I was about to say. You can just save it, probably when you're like 1 level away, and get the good karma, reload, and then go murder
Oh, okay.
everybody and get the bad karma, and then you just keep going. So, but yeah, those are the 2 side games I've been playing. So I guess you could say I'm going like really big on RPGs at this time.
Very nice. So I'm not sure if we've actually answered it yet, but if we did, I didn't shout him out. So Shaz, another content creator, he's asked the question of how do you choose what game to tackle next in your backlog? I think we touched on this at the start of going, well, it depends on if you've done like 150-hour game, as you were saying, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
and
you
you've
just
got
need
like
a
your
break or
list
something.
system as well. So
right.
Yeah,
I guess we
So-
sort of answered it a bit, but we can elaborate.
Yeah, so like my list, in fact, I can like tell you just a couple of quick games I got on my list right now, like coming up. Like, I said Fallout 3 is one right now, but others are like, Near Automata, Skyrim, Sniper Elite 4, and the Dark Souls games. It's like, well, that's a lot of
hmm
RPGs to play right there. But I know for like myself, and I said it earlier, Dark Souls, I've got something planned for that here pretty soon. So I already know once I get to that point, I'm going to play Dark Souls. But after Dark Souls, it's like, it just depends on how did Dark Souls go. Can I get myself, to jump into Skyrim and start playing it? Or do I need to stop playing Skyrim to just, hey, I'm going to go play Near Automata because it has a great story? I mean, there's
hmm
just multiple factors, but one of the things I would probably just say to anybody is when you're trying to figure out what game you want to play, definitely don't stress yourself out about it. I mean, we play games to have fun, whether it's trophy hunting or we're just playing to enjoy stories, etc. But when you're trying to figure out which ones to play, I say just play whatever is on your mind. Like for me, since Rebirth came out, what was that, almost 3 months ago now, I've played like multiple games in between because they've been on my mind. So I'm still playing Rebirth, but still taking care of the things that are on my mind as well. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Question for you: When I was speaking about like most proud ones, how's Metal Gear Solid not up there?
oh, I don't know how I did not include that one.
I was thinking about the updates we got for so long about that, and I then went back to it. I put about 20 hours onto it, and I was
Yeah,
going, "How the
where's my
fucking hell
platinum?
did he do this?"
Where's
Yeah,
my platinum
I
you owe
know,
me?
I know. I still owe that. I still owe that. That's going to be
Yeah,
that's such a long grind, especially if you're like making content along the way,
right.
and you can like it's like, where do I find the time to sit down? Because it's not one you can pop on for half an hour. It's like
No, definitely not. I mean, you might
it,
spend that half hour just doing a mission, or maybe even two at the most.
yeah, and
So
it was just like get learning the controls again when you haven't played it for a week is next to impossible because obviously it doesn't play like a normal game. But it's
no.
still to me the closest thing to like Splinter Cell. When you're in
Mhm.
the desert and you can just sneak up behind someone, get information, stab them in the chest, and throw their body into the ravine. That's great, and that's my kind of game. So I
Yeah,
do owe you that platinum.
yeah. You know, I forget what the question was. We asked like our most. What
How's
was it
that
like?
not your most proud? But I think it is.
Yeah,
It's up there.
it's definitely up there. Like, if you like told me like name your top 5 like proudest platinums, Metal Gear would definitely be in there. And that was also the first Metal Gear game I ever played.
Oh
So
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Okay.
that was, and I think that might be safe to say that was an introduction into the Metal Gear series for like a lot of people that didn't play like like the PS2 games or
PS1 for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
PS1. So, but yeah, like story combat wise, like I know that was a long platinum, but to be honest, I was actually kind of disappointed that I was done. I was
Yeah.
like, there's still, I want to keep going, but no, I've done everything. I did like all the extra stuff that wasn't like trophies that revealed some story stuff, like after the main game. So, but yeah, that game is very special. I'm really happy to have that platinum.
You'll have to go and download Ground Zeroes and just 100% that quick.
Yeah,
The
there you go.
the prologue to it.
Well, thanks to Phantom Pain, I am very excited about that Snake Eater remake that's
Yeah.
coming out.
It's made for people like you now who are now hooked on the series and never
Yeah,
played the original. You'll just play a better version of it. So, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it's a better version of it.
yeah, we
Guns
hope.
of the Patriots always interested me. That one looked awesome. I remember when the trailer first came
Okay.
out for that, the gameplay. I never played it personally, but I was like, wow, that's some
It's a
impressive
weird one.
mechanics.
Under the Patriots is a weird one. Rising as well. That's very difficult.
You,
Those PS3 Metal Gears, they'll test your will. They really will.
I just remember
Not,
playing the one on the PlayStation 1 when I was a kid, and obviously not knowing because I was so little and didn't know what like the pathing was and stuff. So I just
Mhm.
hide in a locker and like terrified and just try and wait till the guard like left. Obviously they'd never leave. So,
Yeah.
so I just sat in there until I turned my PlayStation on.
We did similar things when you played Outlast as well.
Oh, I'm surprised I even played that, but Outlast was okay. But I
which
got
Outlast did you play? I'm
I
sorry.
played the
Was
that's
that the
not my
first one?
mic, rather. Yeah, I played the first one, and I
Oh
got into
man.
the sewers, and there's a part where you're in a dark, like huge room, and there's a big guy in there, and you've got to like climb up a ladder. And I remember I made it to the ladder, and then kind of like bounced off it, like the game wouldn't kind of let me, and then I died, and I was like, "Fuck this game."
JC
I just never played it again.
he's renownedly terrified of scary games.
Yeah.
That's why. So he played one where you are doing the whole game through a camcorder in sepia tone. Like that's terrifying on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing the first Outlast game because a buddy of mine had shown it to me, and yeah, it scared the hell out of me. Just play, just walking down the hallway, and all of a sudden, the big guy just grabs you out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what's happening? But
Yeah.
I actually got myself to go and get all the trophies for the first game, even the
Wow.
insane mode, which I followed a video guide on that one. I'm like, I'm following
Yeah,
a
I don't
video
blame
guide
you.
because I
Yeah.
want to. I'm doing exactly what this person did.
Yeah.
So
Go
to
for it.
add to what Owen said, we've got platinums that we gave up on.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
Hmm.
that one. Platinums we gave up on.
Yeah.
Name them.
uh,
I got a list.
Yeah,
big
we
list.
sort of touched on it earlier a bit, but if there's any like specific games you remember just being like it's too hard or whatever.
Well, my friend Pedro and Roller Drome kind of ones I was saying, where I'm not
Yeah.
good enough at doing them.
So maybe we did touch on it.
I've not played any like Dark Souls game other than Elden Ring.
Yeah, because I mentioned Sifu. I kind of gave up on that.
Yeah.
One I gave up on was Vanquish.
Whoa! See,
Lewis
okay,
loved that on the 360. Yeah.
What can you do? The challenges.
Well, yes, it was the challenges. Like, was it like, oh man, it's probably been like 9 years maybe since I was trying to go for that platinum. But yeah, I only need one trophy for the PS3 version, and it is those challenges. But
no way.
But there is a part of me that actually has thought to try it again now, because I feel like, I've played other games that have those difficulty spikes that, well, maybe I'll have a better shot at this time.
Yeah, it's I think it's renownedly known as either a 9 or a 10 to kind of finish. But I don't find it that bad. Like, I've done it all on the 360 twice on 2 different accounts, like without even really
play the controller on the side for me, please, and I'll just.
JC and I were talking because I've got the PS3 version here, which I don't have the platform on my account, and a PS4 version, and I was thinking about doing one of those versions for the channel because I haven't played it in a long time now, but it's one of those ones where if you just get it, you get it. And it was like one of those games I just adore. I love that game so much. It's such a clever game.
I remember I gave up on Knack. I needed 1 trophy on that for completing the game on very hard. And that was like 11 years ago that came out. And yeah, I couldn't do that one. So I've got it sitting there at like 91% or something, which is annoying. I think Avengers as well. Avengers, I need 2 bronze trophies, I think. And one of them was unobtainable at the time. And then once they fixed it, I just couldn't be bothered. And then also, when we mentioned like me and horror games, it's not even that much of a horror. It's more of a psychedelic game, but Hellblade. I remember I was following a walkthrough because you have to get all the collectibles in one run as well. So I was following a walkthrough for that part. And then I got to this area where it tells you to wear headphones as well. And then I went into this area, and you just see like a tiny little light at the end of a tunnel, and you're in like a maze or a dungeon. And then I just had these whispers in my ears, and I was like, nope. Nope. And just never played it again.
See, that's the game on my backlog where I only need that trophy. Do all the collectibles. I did the game. Got all the rest of them. But I didn't know that was the trophy.
Yeah. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy as well. I've got like 80% on that. Like, I completed the game, whatever. Just need to get some collectibles and do like some combo attacks or something. But once again, I was just like, nah. I didn't like it that much. So I'm gonna go back and do it. But
I think collectibles are the bane. I think they're the worst thing for me. They put me off games all the time. Is collectibles. Multiplayer sucks. But for me, it's I don't mind. You put it on very hard. You got to play on extreme difficulties. All this stuff, crushing for Uncharted. I can do it eventually. Like, I can persist and do it, unless it's my friend Pedro. But collectibles, no. Collectibles, it's boring. I don't want to do boring things, and that's what puts me off. Following guides, I hate using guides. I like just working it out myself. So yeah,
I mostly use guides because of content creation, basically. That's getting a video out. We're not spending like more than I need to almost. I think there's another good question. We've got 2 more, I think, that we missed. So another one from Owen. Does a game need a platinum for you to want to get all the trophies?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I've got a few that I've done, like Cell Damage HD and the Pedestrian and stuff. But yeah.
Narcosis was one I was going for, and it bugged, but that didn't have a platinum. Far Cry Blood Dragon doesn't have a platinum.
Yeah, that's true. It's a shame though when we're making content, because the platinum is what sells, I think. So it's like Disney Speedstorm I really liked. It's just like Mario Kart but Disney. It's awesome, but it doesn't have a platinum. So I'm like, can I even do a video? Like, I'll do like 1 trophy that's like 100 podium wins or something. But yeah. It's a weird one, a weird take. But
What's your favorite videos to watch S-Dub? Is it like where people do like playing Splasher or Super Meat Boy or Hollow Knight, or is it more fun ones where you want to see the person enjoy it, or is it a bit of both?
I would say it's a bit of both. Like, obviously I want to see, whoever's playing the video, having fun. But, I kind of like the shake up of like, okay, here's like, we're going to do a couple of easy ones here, maybe some popular ones. Like, I mean, I think at this point, just about everybody except you guys has done Batman
Yeah, no.
Platinum. But,
yeah.
and then, maybe mixed up with like a hard one, whether it's, like a Dark Souls game, or if, oh shoot, I don't know, Devil May Cry 5. I've heard that one's insane.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I kind
Stream
of like the the shake up and stuff here and there.
Do you know what? Devil May Cry 5 actually makes me think, "Oh, do you know what? I might try that one because I've not played a Devil May Cry
Really?
game before. I've not played
No
one before.
way.
Yeah,
Okay.
You haven't told
out of
me
all of
this.
them, I'd rather play that than
So
Dark Souls.
I was about to I was about to say that you're gonna go for Devil May Cry over Dark Souls. Dude, I'd rather go
Yeah,
for Dark Souls over
that
Devil May
that
Cry.
that makes me. Yeah, I'd rather
Think I
do
know.
that than play Dark Souls games.
But I guess spoiler alert, I do have the
Interesting.
Devil May Cry series on the backlog.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go. There you go.
What
I've not played a Devil May Cry game before, so
the only
Oh
ones
wow.
I've played was that attempted reboot they did, and I
On the
don't know why.
360? Was it?
I did on the 360. It was where they tried to like, like Dante's got like the short black hair and stuff,
oh
but
yes,
I
yes, I
think I
know the
know what
one
yeah,
you
you mean.
mean.
that one.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did it on the 360, and I have platinumed it both PS3 and PS4 versions, but I have not done like anything with the original series.
Is it an
Wow.
easy? Is it an easy one to finish that one?
That one I would probably say that's probably as easy it's going to get. I mean, you still gotta, rack up the combos to get like you gotta get a triple S rank on every level, but from some of the stuff I've seen of the
Triple S
of
rank.
the main series 5 games, yeah, the reboot's probably about as easy as it's going to get for a Devil May Cry Platinum. Everything else after that
Wow.
is a challenge.
Could give it,
Game on.
give it a go. Yeah. That's like,
Yeah, I'll give it a
entry
go,
level
and if I
Devil May Cry
fail, yeah, if I fail, it's I failed the Devil May Cry game, and there's still a video of me just being shit.
game.
Can we see you on live stream doing Devil May Cry 5?
Yeah, you could see me on live stream freaking out. Definitely, I think that's good.
You can talk to Dan for tips on
Yeah.
how to just like breathe.
Zen.
Zen.
Yes, Zen.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a waterfall in his room. That's what he has.
Zen garden off to the side.
He's got a little rake.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
There's
Questions?
one more. There's from our regular Tom P. He says, "What gives you the motivation to do super long platinums?" I'm guessing like 100-hour plus.
Well, for Rebirth, it was just because it's Final Fantasy VII. I mean that one's self-explanatory. But I guess if what was it? I guess let's take Phantom Pain since we were talking about that a moment ago. That one, I think it's 150 hours if I remember correctly, is what they say to do that one
With a guide.
Yeah, with a guide. With a guide.
Yeah.
But I guess for a game like that, for me, which like I said at the time, never touched a Metal Gear game, but something that did pull me into that game was that it does have one online trophy, and I think it's tied to the nuke that you have to develop. So I was like, well, I don't want to be caught, like 10 years from now, and all of a sudden they're shutting down the Phantom Pain servers, so you can't make a nuke. So that kind of pulled me in, but the game itself was intriguing to me. Like, friends talk it up, it's got great reviews. So it's just worth doing, in my opinion, from all the good feedback I hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that can get me to do it. Another thing, two other things that would get me to do a long platinum is, the amount of content. And Lewis, I know we talked about this a little bit. When I given like my first update on Rebirth, like, yeah, I'm going through the story very slowly, but the world has like so much stuff to do. Like, there's tons of mini games, tons of places to explore.
Mm-hmm.
So, that to me is worth a 100-hour grind to see, just what extra content's been put in there. And then the third thing is, like just the challenge. Like maybe it's a 3 out of 10, but it takes 100 hours. Like, well, there's something in there that's kind of a challenge. And me personally, I like to be challenged. So, like, oh, so it's got these 3 trophies here that are pretty tough. Yeah, why not? I'll go for them. So I'm
Yeah,
intrigued.
yeah. No, I get you. What about you, JC?
Yeah, I'd say off your first point, like, if you really love the game, then I'll go for it. Kind of like, what was it, like Valhalla, for example. I played that blind the first time. It took me 109 hours on my save file. Obviously, plus some AFK time, whatever. But yeah, in Odyssey as well, I did on my like personal account before I did it for the channel. I got the platinum, did all the DLC. But once again, Assassin's Creed, because I love them. So it's like that's where that comes in. Trying to think of any like other massive, like really long ones I've got. But yeah, and then there is a difference though with Kingdom Come Deliverance. I always wanted to play it, but what gave me the motivation to go for that is the channel. I don't think I would have probably played it, but I wouldn't have been going for the platinum, like if it wasn't for the channel. So I've got two different motivators really. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. And then everyone's wanting my part 2 or 3, depending on how long it takes. So that's motivated me as well. So I'm probably going to get back to Kingdom Come soon and man it up. But yeah, because it's killing me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back. Like, it's a great game, but it's like 150 plus hours. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm only 50 hours in, but yeah, I'll get there. Hopefully, I can start smashing that out. But yeah, it's for me, it's just loving a game so much, and now a new motivation with creating content for it.
Yeah, for me, it's just the subject of the game. It's just whatever the game is. If they made a Bioshock game and it was 150 hours to platinum, I'd be doing it. I don't care about the time. I just want to do the game, and I think that's it.
I completely agree with that.
It's a secondary aspect to what it is. You don't care that Final Fantasy is a 200-hour platinum. You just want to finish Final Fantasy.
Right.
That's the aim. The platinum's secondary to it almost. It's like I just want to finish every single thing I can. I was like that with Dragon Age 2 on the 360. You've done that, I think, as well. That one, like I after like I got the 1000G, I still was going through everything, making sure it was 100%ed perfectly in my own head because the game's perfect, or not, or close to. I'll say close to because the first one's bloody good as well.
Yeah.
S-Dub, how many platinums do you actually have?
Right now I'm sitting at 294. So I'm about to hit the 300 milestone.
Wow.
Nice.
Congrats. That's crazy.
Yeah, after all of this, you're like, I have 9.
They're just all really difficult ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
To be fair, yeah, Metal Gear beats all. I think I've got 70 on this account. That beats all my 70. So, yeah. Cool. We'll bring the podcast to a close. So thanks, S-Dub. Appreciate you coming on, dude. This is a really nice one, and it's not going to be the last. We'll get you on again.
Definitely.
Chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This was a lot of fun, just hanging out, chatting, and would definitely like to come back in the future.